Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another Keynote movie review. Oh, yeah, we got you again.
Wait, another?
Yeah, exactly. It's not another. This is the first one. The first movie review we've done on here, and it is for the January release of M. Night Shyamalan's Glass, a sequel to 2000's Unbreakable and 2017's Split. This is the third and final film in the trilogy.
I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
Guys, how'd you feel about the movie?
I loved it.
I liked it a lot.
All right, so we got one love, we got one liked a lot. I would say that I loved it, yes.
I didn't leave disappointed.
I did not leave disappointed at all.
I'd go see it again.
There was a lot of good in this movie. There was, I love the comic book relation, just that was started in Unbreakable, was not mentioned at all in Split, and
wasn't, yeah,
and definitely taken to the next level in Glass, because there was so much to bring together. I think Split was like the stepsister in the series, because you didn't know that it was a connected movie until it was finally done.
Exactly.
And when it was finally done, you're like, all right, cool. So I guess that's kind of like a origin story. That's basically like a zero issue for the Beast, I would say. And then you get further into his backstory in Glass, but not too much.
I feel like the first two of Unbreakable and Split were more suspense, where you never got the whole picture of what it was about. But in this last one, because you've seen the other two, you know what characters are already. So, and because of Trilogy, you kind of see what they're all coming to head together.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that much of a suspense, but I liked how they almost forced you to question it inside the movie about all these characters at the same time.
I love the use of mental illness in the film to use as a tool for the belief of superhero powers, the delusions of grandeur. I think that was a really good tool, especially because superheroes are established in, well, not superheroes are established, but comic books are established in the universe. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, all right, so we know these comic books are a thing in the universe, but then there are also superheroes in this universe. It's interesting because it's like our universe, and it's kind of the same method. It's like, if we saw superheroes in our universe, would we think that they're real, or would we think that these are crazy people? If somebody came up to you on the street and told you I could bend metal, would you be like, oh, this guy's crazy? Or would you be like, oh, no, yeah, it's possible?
I'd be like, cool, I can fly.
I mean, yeah, at the same time, if that was to happen to you in real life and the person comes on the random on the street and they got like this big piece of steel and they bend it, you're gonna be like, oh, this is fake, or you're gonna try to find some explanation as to why, and that was pretty much, you know, a key factor in there.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I like it. I think it had a strong middle. I think once the ball started rolling on what you see the final, or what is perceived to be the final plan is, that's when you're like, oh man, this is interesting. And I think your enjoyment of the film as a whole determines on if you feel like it stuck the landing. I personally think it stuck the landing.
I do too.
I do as well.
All right, so everybody here thinks it stuck the landing. I know Brandon was reading reviews where you saw people say that it didn't stick the landing.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around these reviews, and it's not clicking.
I feel like people have a preconceived notion for this director that they already have, kind of like going into certain of the movies, that they kind of can already expect themselves not to like parts of it.
Yeah, not just that. I think that people have a preconceived notion of what they expect going into the video. It's like, all right, so it's like Godzilla versus King Kong. You know that's a movie coming out, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen the Godzilla movie, fights bad guys. You've seen King Kong movie, fights bad guys. You expect them to fight each other for the last movie. That's what you expect. A whole movie of just superheroes fighting. And that is a key component of this. It's marketed as, all right, basically the Beast versus David, and then you have to determine if you are fully satisfied with the conclusion or if you are not. And I think that's where a lot of people's preconceived notions got interfered with the development of the movie entirely.
And I get that, but I don't at the same time, because it's explained literally in one of the scenes in the movie.
Right.
So just like, that was the whole point. Like, to go completely left when you thought, oh, it's going to go this direction.
Right.
So the fact that you weren't able to guess it should not be the reason why you don't like it. It should be more of a reason why you should like it, because it's just like, I didn't expect that.
Not even the fact that you couldn't guess it. The fact that you saw it and you were just like, I don't accept that. Like, that's kind of interesting. Like, because that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. That just means that it didn't go where you wanted it to go. That's not a flaw. That's a difference in execution. And if you feel like it didn't execute the way that you wanted it to, then why don't you just make a superhero movie where it executes the way that you wanted to execute?
Right. But at the end of the day, I completely enjoyed it, especially because of the fact that Unbreakable and Split could have been its own standalone movie. Like, each,
Which
because
they were.
Exactly.
They were until the ending of Split.
Yeah.
Right.
If you take the ending of Split out, then they are two separate movies completely.
Right, and I think they just did a really good job of connecting the two within this movie. Because honestly, I watched Split before. I didn't watch Unbreakable until last year?
Unbreakable the first time.
In 2018,
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I didn't even know that Unbreakable existed.
So you didn't know the character at the end?
I didn't.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, like when I first originally finished watching Split, which was, I want to say 2017. Yeah, 2017, or maybe like around sometime in 2016.
Well, it came out in 2017, so.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then 2017. But when I watched it and I seen Bruce Willis at the end, I was like, oh man, I got super excited, because like, once again, I didn't know that it connected. And I was just like, damn, what's Bruce Willis gonna be? Because it's like, it's already an action style movie with it's a little bit horror based because of the theme of the Beast and everything. Yeah. And I'm just like, so clearly Bruce Willis is about to go up against this guy, and I didn't understand the connection. But
did you think it was John McClane?
Yeah.
Or did you think it was the guy from Sixth Sense?
Or the Fifth Element?
Sixth Sense? Why?
You just thought he was a ghost sitting in the diner?
Oh, wow.
Spoilers.
Wow. I completely forgot that was Bruce Willis.
Alright, so overall, what would you say your favorite part of the film was? I will start and say that mine was 100% James McAvoy's performance.
Oh, yeah.
That man worked his ass off in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Portraying multiple roles.
Did he get
Quickly.
paycheck for every role?
Quickly.
His seamless transition into the different roles, and just all of the characters that he has in there in his head, and he plays a really convincing person with dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah, I love James McAvoy. He took up most of the movie. He kind of just stole the movie at that point.
He deserved top billing.
He did deserve top billing. The weird thing is, like, for a movie based off or named out of Mr. Glass, there wasn't much of him till the second half of the movie, really.
Right, but that's we really can't get into it without really spoiling it. But
he makes an impact
sense
when he gets it.
Right, and
he makes an impact.
And so to not go off of what you just said as your favorite part, that would probably be my favorite part, is the whole setup of how everything just falls into play.
Yeah. Without spoiling everything, of course.
Which is Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
I like the story in general and the entire universe that the director created throughout the 3 movies, and like the way they try to explain things with science, but overall the storytelling and the overall connections he makes in this world with all these characters was very satisfying by the end. Like, it just all made sense, and it was very fun to watch.
It was definitely a thrill. It wasn't a conventional superhero movie. It wasn't a conventional comic book movie, just like Unbreakable wasn't a conventional comic book movie, and Split wasn't a comic book movie at all, really. Right. So I think I think that is a big thing because it subverted the tropes of mostly all the comic book movies that are created today. So when you see the trailer and you see it as a comic book movie, you kind of think that it's going to be a superhero movie. But I mean, even when you watch most of the trailer, it's just like, I mean, you've seen Unbreakable, you've seen Split, you know it's M. Night Shyamalan, you're probably not going to get a by the numbers superhero movie.
Right.
Yeah. Which kind of makes it a more original superhero movie than what we've seen.
Exactly.
And that was kind of like one of the things I realized when I was looking through these reviews, because it's like the Rotten Tomato reviews, that you could actually click the little thing to see the full spread. Mm-hmm. And like I know one of the little, like little snippets of what the review was for a person, it was just like something about how it was. They didn't like the fact that it's a story about how, I guess, actions or certain things happen that cause people to have superpowers. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense because it's literally unbreakable. But, and so, so I guess.
But yes, all right. Score it.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yes.
9.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say about a 9, or I'd give like 8, 8 or 9, one around. I mean,
8.5. Okay.
8.5. Yeah, I'll give it 8.5.
I'm gonna give it a 9.8 out of 10.
Close. Very close.
It's my favorite film of the year. It's the only film that I saw this year, but it is my favorite film of the year so far. It's gonna have some healthy competition this year too. But I would probably give it like a 9.6 really. But it was a really good film. I don't know if I'd lower the score if I watched it again. I don't know if I'd raise the score if I watched it again. But when I watched it, everything that I wanted from it, I got it. It made me feel tense. Like it made me feel tense. I felt fear for all of the characters involved, and I think that makes a really good movie.
You know what? Actually, if I'm gonna be completely honest with that ending, the way it was, that I guess that would put me at the 9 level because of how everything just played out.
All right, 9 across the board.
Yeah.
Well, I said 9.6.
Yeah, he's at the bar.
Yeah.
But all right, that's gonna do it for us today. Glass. Be sure to see it in theaters. Don't get dismayed by everybody else.
All the
Rotten Tomato scores. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. If you have seen it, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. If there's enough comments, maybe we'll yield a spoiler review for it. But
I want to say on top of that, if you go see it, make sure you've already seen Split and Unbreakable. I think that would help a little bit more. Like, it's not necessary, but it helps.
Well, I mean, all right. Yeah, no, they'll definitely see both. Yeah. I was going to say maybe you could see just Unbreakable and not see Split. But no, you definitely have to see both. Because there are elements from both of those movies that play immensely into this movie. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to see both. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Keynote_slan and Keynote_comics. Subscribe to this channel, Keynote Comics. Be sure to hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we drop videos. And be sure to comment below. And just like all the videos that you see, just like all of them. There's like 55 videos right now, just like every video. Go and like every
noted
video.
If you are subscribed, that puts you on our list for when we hit our 100 subscriber for our giveaway of Secret Wars #8. It's a near mint copy. And if you've seen the movie, leave a comment below how you felt about it.
All right, take care. We don't have a sign off. We're just gonna end right here.